let's finalize the animation of the upper torso. Again, we'll work on what we would see in the side view first, and then the other two axes will be very simple to tweak. We're going to add some curvature with our back control, so let's go ahead and select that and the chest control. And here's how this works. When we get to about our down position, a few frames after, on about 6, we'll want to rotate the back just slightly. But then when we get into our passing in peak positions, that's when we rotate forward for the push forward. So let's go to frame 6, and in the x-axis we'll rotate back just slightly, not much. Now on frame 9, we'll want to go there and rotate the body forward. Great. See, we have this key here on 8 that we'll definitely want to clean up, but before we do that, we could always work on transferring these values to the other frames here. So we could do this one at a time. We can go to our back control. Since we have added a pose on 6 and 9, so for 6, we'll need to transfer this to 13. Let's hold down Shift and transfer that over. And then on 9, we need to transfer this to frame 2. So again, we'll hold down Shift and drag over to frame 2. For the chest, let's go ahead and select that control. So here, we're going to want to take, again, 6, bring that to 13, and 9 we'll bring to 2. And then once we clean this up, we will then offset the rotation of the chest from the back for more fluidity. Okay, let's go ahead and start to clean up our keyframes a bit. We'll go to the chest first, right click and grab the curve editor. So you can see we have quite a few things to clean up here. It's nothing too bad at all. Let's go to our rotate x-axis. So there's our key on 2. There's our key on 6. Here's frame 8 that we don't need, so we can go ahead and get rid of that. There's the key on 9. Perfect. And then from there, we can go ahead and select the keys on 1 and 15. Let's hold down Control, drag them down. Now we can set the tangents to smooth. Take a look. It's already smoothed out and looking nice. Let's now set them to spline. Great. Let's take a look at the other axes, like our y-axis. The y-axis is going to be done just like the tilt axis on the center of gravity, so we'll worry about that shortly. But let's go ahead and take a look at the z-axis. You can see that needs some work, and again, this is really simple to tweak. We just need to clean up these in-between keys. So on 2, we'll get rid of that key. We'll also need to get rid of the keyframe on 6. We'll need to get rid of the keyframe on 9 as well as on 13. All right, great. Now for the twist axis here, we're going to add the same hold we added to the character's center of gravity during the tilt. Remember where we went in and adjusted our tangents, just kind of lengthen them a bit more for weight. So we can do the same thing here with these keys. So going to the z-axis, let's go ahead and set our tangents to spline. And now we'll just go through, go to the Advanced tab. Again, we're using 0.5 for our weight. Let's go to the next. It's going to be 0.5 on both sides. And we'll go to this key on 15 and do the same. This time, the in tangent will need to be set to 0.5. Okay, great. Now, again, before we get to the y-axis, let's go ahead and tweak the rotate x-axis. We want to offset it just slightly from the back. So I'll just go ahead and adjust the view here a bit. Let's go ahead and select all of our keyframes, and we'll use our simple expression. That's going to be n plus 1. All right. We can keep the keys in range now. We know how to do that. Let's go to frame 15. We'll right-click and choose the Add Keys tool. Create our key. Right-click and grab the Move Keys tool. Hold down Shift, hold down Control, and drag with our left mouse button over to frame 1. We no longer need this keyframe on 16. We can remove that. We could also clean up the keyframe here on 2. And with 1 and 15 selected, we can set our tangents to smooth, and then set them to spline. Excellent. Now how about the rotate Y? So here we'll just add a bit of a tilt as we've done before, and then we'll offset our keys as well. So what I'll do first is get rid of all of these in between. So we'll leave 1, 8, and 15. So let's get rid of the others. Okay, great. So now we can go to frame 1. Let's select that. We'll also grab frame 15. Looks like we'll need to go ahead and just drag these down. If you have interactive update off, I'd go ahead and turn that on so we can see the change happen instantly. So once we find a value we like, I'll go ahead and set this to about -4. We don't want it to rotate too much. We can go ahead and set the other key here to +4 on 8. All right, excellent. So that should look nice. And then we can go ahead and work on adding a hold here. With the key selected, to zoom in a little bit closer, I'll go ahead and use the Zoom Extends tools here at the top of our toolbar. Okay, great. So from there, with them still selected, we'll go ahead and set them to spline. And now, let's go ahead and grab our key stats. And we'll use that same weight of 0.5. There we go. Now we need to do this one more time for 15. And this time, we'll need to apply it to the in tangent. Let's go ahead and offset our keys. So with them all highlighted, we'll shift them over one frame. So that's going to be n+1. Great. And now we'll need to just keep them in range. So on 15, I'll go ahead and right click and grab the Add Keys tool. Go ahead and add our key there. From there, we'll go ahead and make sure we bring that over to frame 1. So I'll go ahead and right click and grab the Move Keys tool. Slide that over. Excellent. This key on 16 we can delete. All right, great. So it looks like we just need to go in and adjust our tangents a bit to finish up here. Excellent. So that looks nice. Let's go ahead and minimize the curve editor to take a look. So that's looking very nice. Okay, let's go ahead and clean up our back control. And all we need to do is clean up the rotate x-axis. And notice, it's going to be very simple to do. We just need to select the keys on 1 and 15. We'll go ahead and hold down Control, drag them down. And now we can set them to smooth and set them to spline. It's as simple as that. So closing this out, here's the upper torso. Very nice, very smooth, and very convincing. Our run is coming out wonderfully. All right, let's go ahead and stop the lesson here. In the next lesson, we are ready to finish up our work on the neck and head.